There's a story people in Japan are still afraid to talk about. A name that gives chills to even the bravest. Some say it all began in the late 1970s, when a strange woman started appearing near schools, empty streets, and quiet alleys. She wore a red coat, a white mask, and carried a pair of sharp scissors. But what made her terrifying was the question she asked everyone she met. Am I pretty? It sounds simple, but this question is a deadly trap. If you say no, she kills you. If you say yes, she removes her mask and reveals a face slit open from ear to ear. Then she asks again, am I pretty now? Say no, she's angry. Say yes, she gives you the same smile. There's no right answer. Only one way to survive. Run before she speaks. Many call it a ghost tale. But even today in parts of Japan, people still whisper her name. They say she walks in the dark, behind people who are alone, waiting for them to turn around. So if you ever feel a chill behind you and hear a soft voice ask, am I pretty? Don't turn. Don't speak. Because that one answer could be your last. My name is Yui. I'm 17, and at that time I thought I was like everyone else, just a normal high school girl. I liked horror stories, sure, but I never believed in ghosts. I thought they were just made-up tales to scare kids. It was all fun, until the night I met her. It started like a regular day. I was walking home with my friends, laughing and joking, the sun setting behind us. The streets were still crowded with people as we made our way home. But as the sky turned darker, my friends decided to go their separate ways. I was left to walk the last part of the road by myself. It didn't bother me. I walked home alone all the time, so I wasn't scared. But that evening, something felt different. I walked through the quiet streets. The city's usual hum was gone, replaced by an eerie silence. It was like the world had paused just for me. And then my phone buzzed. One of my friends had sent me a picture. It was a woman wearing a red coat, a white mask, and holding a large pair of scissors. She looked like something straight out of a horror movie. The message said, her name is Kuchisake Onna. She asks people if she's pretty. If you say yes, she slits your face. If you say no, she kills you. I laughed. This is ridiculous, I thought. It's just some creepy internet story. But I couldn't shake off the image of that woman in the photo. The way she stood holding those scissors so calmly. It felt too real. As I continued walking, I brushed it off. But the air around me felt colder. The hairs on the back of my neck stood up. I tried to ignore it, but something deep inside me told me to be careful. I heard footsteps. Soft, slow footsteps behind me. I froze. No one was there. I turned around, expecting to see nothing. But there she was. A woman in a red coat, standing under the dim glow of a streetlight. Her face was covered with a white mask. The cold air seemed to follow her like a shadow. I could barely see her eyes, but they were watching me. Those eyes, they didn't look right. Something was off. Am I pretty? She asked, her voice soft but clear. I almost laughed, thinking it was just some prank. Maybe a crazy person trying to mess with me. But something in her voice, it didn't sound like a joke. It was too serious. And those eyes, they were empty, void of any emotion, like she wasn't even human. Without thinking, I replied, "Yes, you're pretty." I figured that would be the end of it. But then, she tilted her head like she didn't quite understand. Slowly, she removed her mask. I wish I hadn't seen what was underneath. Her mouth was wide open. It wasn't a normal mouth, it was split from ear to ear. Her skin around her mouth was torn, revealing jagged teeth and blood that dripped down her chin. It wasn't just a little cut. It was as if her face had been sliced open and then stitched back together in a cruel, terrifying way. She smiled, revealing her grotesque mouth. Then, in a soft, almost whispering voice, she asked again, "Am I pretty now?" I couldn't speak. I couldn't breathe. I wanted to run, but I was frozen. I just stood there, staring at her, unable to move, unable to scream. I dropped my phone. My heart was racing, pounding in my chest. I knew I had to do something, but I was too terrified. That's when she took a step closer, the sound of her scissors snipping the air, each snip louder than the last. I felt my legs shaking, my whole body trembling. Then instinct took over. I turned and ran. I didn't look back. I couldn't. I could hear her footsteps behind me, following me, growing louder with every step. I sprinted through the empty streets, my lungs burning. I passed streetlights, houses, but everything seemed blurred. All I could focus on was getting away from her. When I finally reached my house, I slammed the door shut, locked it, and collapsed on the floor. My heart was still racing. My hands were shaking. I couldn't stop thinking about her face, her smile. The way she asked, "Am I pretty now?" I told my parents. They just laughed and said I was imagining things. "It's just a ghost story, Yui," they said. But I knew what I saw. I knew what happened. The next morning I was still shaken up, still scared to walk alone. But when I stepped outside to go to school, my eyes caught something written on the wall of my house. I froze. "Am I pretty now?" Written in red. Fresh. The blood-red letters seemed to glow in the morning light. But here's the twist. The real twist. That night, when I was lying in bed trying to forget the terror, I heard a knock at my door. I thought it was my parents, but when I opened it, there was no one there. Just the same red markings on the doorstep. I bent down to get a better look, and that's when I saw it. A note tucked under the door. It was in a familiar handwriting, my mother's handwriting. It said, "Yui, I've been waiting. It's time for you to answer." That's when I realized my mom's handwriting was never like that. The note had one more line, "Am I pretty now?" I never saw my mother after that night. No one ever found her. And every night since then the same question haunts me. The footsteps follow me. Kuchisake Onna is still out there, but she's not the only one anymore. Now, every time I hear footsteps behind me, I'm not sure who's following. And I'm always afraid to look because I know someone somewhere is waiting for me to answer. Am I pretty now?